Hello guys, it's Martin from Skelger System and welcome to the new episode. Finally I had some time and capacity to make a new video. This time I will not present you the new product, but I will present you the paint job, which is quite new. It smells with a new paint. And this was made for my friend Andreas from AMS Scale Performance Austria. So soon it will be in his hands, but unless I have it, I just want to make a quick video and to explain how it was created, how it was painted, because some people ask me what kind of techniques do I use while making a paint job. So I decided that I will make a video. Unfortunately, I never have time to make the making of photos or videos, so you'll have to use a little bit of your imagination, but I will try to explain step by step how it was painted. It's not rocket science, but it requires quite a lot of patience and practice, to be honest. Okay, so let's take a closer look. We have this nice Landy. This is the Boom Racing Land Rover Series 3 88, so the short version, and this was inspired by the Mountain Rescue from the Royal Air Force. That were the trucks that were used during the air crash areas, so they could reach the areas which were not possible with the regular cars. As you see, the very aggressive pattern is from this side because they had to be visible from the air. So that's why this pattern makes sense. Definitely it was one of the most interesting parts of the paint job. I'm not a fan of military style, but in this case I felt that it might be something really exciting. And most of the things here that you see, or almost everything, is hand painted, so it's paint, no decals. The only part where you can see the decals are here and here. But as you see, also the decals were weathered, so they don't look just like regular decals. They look like something that is weathered. Right, so let's start how it was created. I will start with the first step. Okay, so the first step is the primer, right? So everyone knows that when you have the body, you have to sand this and spray this with the primer. The second step is I use always a metallic spray, like for example the light gunmetal, right? And the light gunmetal is important because when you spray this as the first coat after the primer, then you are able to make a chipping because you can use the liquid mask, for example, like this one from Vallejo. So if you take a sponge and use a little bit of the mask, then you can see that you can have this kind of a chipping effect, and it's under the base color, right? So everything was covered with the metallic color, and then on this I have used the Tamiya spray, which is the base color that was taken from the military AS series. It was, as far as I remember, gray-green Tamiya base color. Right, so when you have the base color, of course you need to make a lot of work to make this, those lines and this part with this texture. So here I have used a very simple way to do this. So I have used the masking tape, so that's very easy. What else? And now we jump to the important part. I have used the stencils, and the stencils were cutted by the place when I ordered this. I'm not sure if you can see that this is just a sheet of paper, but you can see also a lot of texts and other designs that can be used for this one and the next builds. I always try to make more of this. This is already removed stencil, so as you see I just use this stencil and I can easily spray this. Also, if you take a look at the letters are weathered because before spraying I used some of the Vallejo liquid mask to achieve this effect. Also, this Royal Air Force logo was hand painted. I used the stencils. Right. So when it's already when we have texts and logos, then what I always do is I cover this with the matte varnish to protect this, and then I go to the last step, which is the weathering. The weathering is of course very exciting, but you can easily overdose. In this case, I hope I didn't. So this is an airbrush. I have used the mahogany and the black, the mix of those two colors. So I airbrushed the areas that in theory should be dirty. So the fenders, the areas of the door. It creates some nice vignettes here, as you see. So all those areas are weathered, and also the top is weathered here. So again, it creates an effect of a vignette, so it's nice for our eyes. Also, there's a tip from my friend from Belgium, the Quentin. Quentin told me that you can use some matte varnish, and then when you squeeze the tire, it will crack. So you'll have kind of an old rubber effect. So nice trick. I tried this for the first time. Next time probably it will be better. Right. Last element, the wheels. Simple to do. The stock wheels were silver. So all I had to do is to use some of the liquid mask just to create the chipping effect. I use a sponge like this one. Of course, I just take the piece of this, but I used this part because then I can have the size of chipping just as I want. So it was covered with the mask, then the base color, then the varnish, and some of wash that creates a sophisticated rusty details. Also, I have used some of the metallic color on the sponge, so it's called dry sponge, like this one, for example, or here you can see that it's weathered with the sponge. What else? The windows. I have a tendency to make the windows that are not very visible. In this case, I feel that it's okay. And also, as you see, I have cut the pattern. As you see, the windows have the cleaner area here, so it looks quite realistic. Okay, so more or less, I think that's all that was used here. I just want to say that, of course, this is a cool RC, but we can use a booster. We can have the. This is a new product. This is the expedition rack. I can call this a safari rack created for the 88 version, so it's shorter than 109. And the main feature is that you can have this element. You can put it here and keep this as a storage compartment. So this is very light. This is aluminium. This is really light, like I don't know, maybe 200 grams or even less. So it does not affect your performance. Of course, this is not mounted. We'll just put it here. So as you see, the model looks even more cool with this one. This was powder coated, then sprayed with the silver color and weathered a bit here. So I guess that it's all. So thank you very much and see you next time.